Well, if you want to get good performances from your actors, just make them play themselves. Welcome to the Daily Neitz, a daily look at classic films, modern cinema, and the world of professional wrestling. And I'll talk about that last one in a minute. But today we're talking about the 1950 film Sunset Boulevard, starring Gloria Swanson and Max von Stroheim, and I can't remember the guy's name who played the main dude. But that's fine. Because the movie is narrated by him, it's not really about him, and it's about, what's the character's name, Cody?
Gillis?
No, her.
Norma Desmond.
Norma Desmond. That name does not stick to my brain at all.
Apparently it didn't stick in the brain of the collective public in the universe either.
Ouch, true. But this story follows her and how she was the silent film star, and she's kind of just fallen into obscurity. No one quite remembers who she is outside of personnel on the Paramount lot, and she still thinks she can make it. She still thinks she's this big star, and that she can make her return, as she likes to call it. Never call it a comeback. And how deluded she is. And it's super, super interesting because if you want someone to play a former silent film star, you get a former silent film star. If you want somebody to play a former great silent film director, you get a former great silent film director. If you want to get somebody to play Cecil B. DeMille, you get Cecil B. DeMille. And I love that about this movie. It felt almost like a documentary at times. The way they were just name-dropping real industry people at the time, not even adjusting the names or anything. It took place on the Paramount lot, and they're name-dropping streets. And I drive a lot around to LA, and there's a point when when he's running from the finance guys on Sunset Boulevard, I looked at Cody and I was like, that's north of UCLA, I know where that is. And then towards the end, they drop her address, and it's just north of UCLA on Sunset Boulevard. And it's so real how they got it. You can tell, bringing in Cecil B. DeMille, bringing in Buster Keaton to be one of her bridge partners. Yeah, this actress would hang out with Buster Keaton. They would be old and bitter together. That makes perfect sense. I really, really liked that. Another thing I want to talk about is Billy Wilder, the director and writer of this. His female characters are good female characters now. And he wrote these roles in the 50s. This is the same guy who wrote Double Indemnity and did Some Like It Hot, which I talked about last week. And he did The Apartment. And all four of these movies have really strong, interesting, deep female roles. Some Like It Hot's a little bit of a stretch. Marilyn Monroe is not the best character, but it was still good. But it's really interesting that that's coming out of the 40s and 50s, and we still can't get that in Hollywood in 2016 unless we make it a gimmick. And that's kind of a problem. Yeah, but I like Billy Wilder's movies. Every single one that I've watched has hit well with me. This one was a bit more of a noir than I was expecting. I wasn't expecting it to open with narration and a dead body, especially the narration coming from the dead body, which I think was a good way to tell the story. I liked that. Yeah, Billy Wilder, he's growing. He's climbing the ladder in my director tier in my brain, and I like it. He's very, very good. Man, I've been watching a lot of movies about making movies. It's Singing in the Rain was about the transition from silent film to talkies. Huh. Anywho, that's all I gotta say about Sunset Boulevard. Great classic film. I think Norma was a little bit brushing with over the top through most of it, but it also made sense because that's the acting style from the silent films. But that's the only pick I want to make at the movie, is just a little bit of reaching. But I mean, I'm watching it 66 years after it was made. Things are different now. Yeah, tomorrow watching a movie called Swing Time. I don't know what it's about. Probably about making movies in the 40s. But until then, share, subscribe, leave a comment section below. You can also follow me on Twitter at Daily Neitz, and until tomorrow.